Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new, my name's Sasha. I love reviewing eating eyeshadows. That's the main thing I do on my channel. And I just post whenever I can. However I can. I'm just kidding. Well, I just post whenever I can. So I post randomly. I don't have a schedule. I know. But I had to make a video of this so I can help you guys out. And I'm so appreciative because this was sent to me early on. And this is like the first time I got a palette this early. So that's why I'm like, I want to play with this one some more. And I'm going to give you guys 4 different eye looks with this in this video. And I'm still going to continue playing with it. But I'm going to be reviewing the Titanium Fox's Poppy Quiet palette. And this is like such a spring vibe. This is launching on April 1st, I believe at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time / 6 p.m. Paris time, and this retails for $62.50, and it has 7 special shades and 8 mattes. So within the 7 special shades, there are about, I believe, 3 dual chromes. We got the shade Sunrise Dew. It shifts from a purple to like a brownish beige almost, and then we got the shade Blue Fire. That one shifts to like a bright blue to a almost a purplish blue, so like 2 different blues. And then we got the shade Jewel Beetle. That one shifts from a purple, like almost like a teal, like a purplish teal, to a green. So I'm sure those are duochromes. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, but I'm just saying what I see from swatching it and also looking at it as well. And then we got this one Multicrome Poppy Gem. It's a very smooth multichrome and a lot of sparkles with this one. It shifts from a like a burgundy to a green and a purplish, and it has a lot of multi sparkles with this. And then we got 3 Iridescent Multichrome shades, and these are so buttery. They are shifty, bright, yummy, oh, all that good stuff. So this will leave a huge impact on your lids or even the inner corner. And actually some of these shades you could use most of the shades for the inner corners. I think the only shade I would say that maybe, I mean, you could probably get away with it if you do a dark look, but the shade Poppy Gem is such a dark shade. I feel like you could probably do it on the inner corner, but you have to do a dark look for that because it's pretty dark. I haven't tried in the inner corner though, but yeah, I'm so happy this was sent to me early so I could play with this some more, take my time with it. I love taking my time with my eyeshadow palettes. I've been actually testing my eyeshadow palettes, the one I've been using. Like you guys see, if I have an Instagram page too, I try to share what I'm doing over there too, just doing my multiple looks or whatever. And I've been enjoying doing my multiple looks content over there because I just want to take my time with the palettes, and I can't do a review for every palette I get. And also I have like a huge pile of shade. Yes, I'm hoping I can get to a few of them this month. So for the first look, I couldn't help myself. I wanted to play with the purples and the blues. When I first seen this palette, I love the pastels. I especially love the different colors. It's almost like a colorful rainbow pastel palette. Like I really love the color story. It's very unique. And right away I want to use the shade Contemplation because I'm a sucker for pink tones. I don't always do pink looks, but just tones like that, like girly shades, like almost muted, but just adding like a pop of color to your eyes. It's just such a feminine color to me. And this shade, I got ahead of myself and I already added it on my eyelid, so you guys probably seen I already had some pigment on my eye because I started out with my other eye just to finish off the look because I do that so I can figure out what I want to do, so I won't take so long doing the tutorial. And this shade is very pigmented and soft, such a great formula. And then I went ahead with the shade, I believe, Far Mountain. I wanted to do like a pink blue contrast. I just love these colors. They're reminding me of almost like a cotton candy color combo. And I believe I added a bit of poppy shadow, and I'm not sure what else. I think a bit of shadow as well, but I try to go really light. And as for the shimmers on those, the first shimmer I wanted to use was Sunrise Dew. I love purple so much. You guys know I love the cool tone shades, and this purple tone is such a cute purple tone. I don't think I have a shade like this exactly, even in my singles. And for the inner corner, I went ahead, I believe I used a shade Full Glam Poppy, and that shade is a really high impact Iridescent Multichrome. It's just from, oh, that one's so shifty. It's like a burgundy to almost yellowish gold to what else? Like a purple. It's an interesting iridescent multichrome. That one's you guys will see in another look with that one. But yeah, that look was very easy. I just wanted to do like a pastel vibe type of look, and I'm a sucker for pastel looks, especially during the springtime. And then for the second look, this is actually part of a collab I had done over on Instagram along with other artists or creators, and it was like a Poppy Quiet collab, and I'm going to leave the link to that post in my description down below so you guys could check out all the other artists, so you guys could find some more inspiration for other eye looks. Because oh my gosh, depending on your style, you could go with any palette, you could go however you want it. And I think one of my most favorite complementary colors is blue and orange, specifically more turquoise to like a bright orange, but I needed to use that shade Blue Fly. First I started out the orangey mattes, the Velvet Light, Newborn Poppy. I think those two, they are very pastel vibes. They're light, they are not as pigmented as I want to. That's typical for pastel, so I think I have to use a light base for next time if I want to use those shades. And then I just build up a little bit depth with the shade Burnt Cloud and Shadow, so those are of course more pigmented. And I was just doing like a little soft blend, almost like a shadow kind of look on the crease area. And then I used the shade Blue Fly. I believe this was the look. I used two different glitter primers. I used both the NYX and the Bullet Beauty Bar, and that was my first time trying that, so I'm not sure if that's a good thing to do. I'm still experimenting, I guess. I still need to try it out and see if it works. But that shade Blue Fly, it's such a bright blue. It reminds me of like a dark blue sky. It's so beautiful. And it's, since it has that putty texture, I took my time with building it up. And then I added a bit of the shade Silk Light at the end of my third of my crease, just to add a little bit contrast, something bright. I kind of raised it up a little to my brow bone just to add a little bit dimension and shape. And I really love that look. In the inner corner, I did add it a little bit. I believe it was Newborn Poppy or Velvet Sky. It was one of the orange shades, but it was too light for the inner corner. I probably had to build it up, or maybe just add a white base for next time. But I just went ahead and used Silk Light in the inner corner as well. And that was the look. It was really, this is such a summery vibe. I am imagining these colors with Poppy Storm. And then for the third eye look, I wanted to do something deep and dark. I went for the greens, purples, and burgundies for this one. I just want to see like how the dark shades build up, and they build up really nicely. So the shade Shy Leaf is such a nice beautiful green. So both this green shade and even the green and the Poppy Storm palette, they are great greens, and usually greens are really hard to formulate, but they are pigmented, soft, and easy to work with, not patchy at all. And then I used the shade Contemplation. Again, I have to use that shade. That shade is like my favorite matte shade in this palette. It's such a pretty shade. And it was easy to blend between the two colors. I did shadow, so I went in between those two shades and just slowly build up the shadow liner, because I think the shade Shadow, it's a little bit a loose formula. So it took a bit just to do like a liner with that. So I had to mix it with the shade Contemplation and slowly build it up. But I think the shade Shadow is a great shade in this palette, because this is gonna, of course, add shadow to your light looks, add more depth to your look. So I really do enjoy this shade. It's just a loose formula. And then on the bottom, I just did a contrasting, just flip the colors on the opposite sides. And then for the lid, I used the shade Full Glam Poppy. I had to use this on my lid. I think these Iridescent Multichromes, they are beautiful in the inner corners, but don't forget to use them on your lid, because they're gonna add so much of a shift and an impact on your eye looks. And plus the formula is really great with the Iridescent Multichromes, because they're so buttery. That's why, and I love buttery formula. And the end of my crease area, I added a bit of Poppy Gem, because since it's such a dark shade, I thought it would like blend into the dark shadow liner really well. And I really love how they blended together right there. And in the inner corner, I added the shade Jewel Beetle, and that one, ooh, I was not expecting it. That's why I mentioned it earlier. I think you could use practically all these shades besides maybe Poppy Jam, unless you can make it work. Has inner corners. I was not expecting it to be so glowy in the inner corner, and I love how much depth I added with this look. So I can't wait to do more dark looks with this palette. I'm trying to show you guys a little bit more variety with this palette, and yeah, I'm so ready. I love doing the speed tutorial so you guys can see real quick, just in case if you guys just here to see for eye look inspiration or even shop from your staff, that's totally fine, you guys. I just like doing reviews. I want to do more content. I wish I can, but I never run out of ideas. But I just find that doing reviews, especially with multiple looks, I find them really helpful for other people. Or if you just want to shop for yourself, just see the swatches, that's fine too. But I think this palette, oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. I love it. And yeah, so this time I'm still attracted to the orange. I want to try the orange again, see if they pop more with the light shadow base. I've had this for so long, the Ace Beauty Amplify eyeshadow base. I'm not sure if they sell it anymore, but this is the only light base I have. And of course there's concealers, but it's just sometimes like this light base or even a concealer, it just creases. So that's the thing. I did experience some creasing. I think the first two eye looks I had some creasing, but the third look I didn't. But yeah, I'm gonna just add a little bit. I'm gonna just focus mainly on, just on the transition shade, really. I'm gonna do the Newborn Poppy first. Yeah, I wanna do it like over here. I should have got a denser brush. Oh, look at that. It adds so much pigment. Yeah, I what you call it? I put a lot. Oh yeah, this is definitely building up. Like it's really showing up more on top of the white base. So you guys seen, well, I think the first look, or was it the second look? Yeah, it was the second look. I mostly swiped. I didn't really pat it in, but I think it's definitely with the white base making a difference. So I'm just gonna do this shape real quick. So when it comes to pastels, you really have to like tap it in. Oh, it's so beautiful. I love the shade. I love coral shades. Every time when the palette has a coral, I get so excited. I love coral shades because it's in between like an orangey and pink, and it just reminds me of summer. Just a happy color. It's such a happy color. And yeah, I'm gonna add a little bit of Velvet Light right here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. And I'm just gonna do this right here. Hope it shows up. I think this one's definitely a little bit lighter. But look at that blend. It's so pretty. I'm gonna just, I am swiping, but let me just tap it in and see. Okay. So I think I'm gonna open my window a little bit. Hope this lighting is good enough. But yeah, the sun keeps moving. You guys, maybe I might have just kept that in, but yeah, it was shifting when I just opened the blinds. But yeah, that's so beautiful. I'm gonna build it up even more. I'm gonna get the shade, the Newborn Poppy again. Maybe we'll do like a deep. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna do a similar color combo, but it's gonna be different because I have not really used this matte. I did use, I think, a little bit of it. Hold on, where is it? The shade Poppy Shadow. Yeah, so it's gonna be almost pastel, but I guess another dark look. So I'm gonna get the shade Poppy Shadow, and I think I'm gonna deepen it up with shadow again. So we're gonna do another almost darkish look. So I done like maybe two. No, I mean one pastel look, one bright look, and I guess two dark looks. Okay, so I'm gonna use Poppy Shadow and just focus it on the crease area. So this might be my most colorful look, maybe. Wow. You know, I was thinking of doing a teal look, but I'll just do that for my next look outside of this video. But look at this blue, that's beautiful. I just wanted to show you guys if the pastels pop with the light eyeshadow base. Wow. I'm gonna get a smaller brush because I don't want to mess up. Yeah, I just got a little bit pigment, and I'm just gonna make sure I blend that shadow in a little bit. Okay, so that's not the best brush, honestly. Okay, so let me get this brush instead. This Shine Be Miami Precision Blending Brush. This one's a little better. It's just a little bit fluffy, so that's the thing, but so I think this shadow, it might be not best to do the the blending motion, but to pat it, it's really easy to add in the pigment that way. But I think you might have to work with this. Like, it's staying on. Oh my gosh. So I'm just gonna soften these edges a little bit, just kind of blend them a little bit, but not too much, because we don't want to lose that blue too much into the orange, because they are complementary colors. And I'm gonna just pat in the shadow even more. Got more pigment. I'm gonna get the shade Newborn Poppy just to go on top of that orange a little bit, just to soften those edges. Now let's add a little bit of the shadow shade, this shade right here. So when I done this, when I used it, I believe, what look was it? My third look. And it mixing with the compilation, it was almost turning like purplish. So I thought that was really cool. I'm gonna get a little bit of shadow and just add some depth right there. Just really focus it in the edge. Also, another thing, this shade, I mean, usually darker shades are a little bit more dry, but it's like a loose pigmented formula, but it's on the drier side. That's how usually darker shades are. But yeah, I think that's really pretty. So I think the blues will be cool. So let me get the shade Farm Mountain. I think I might do it the whole thing almost. Yeah, I'm gonna get the shade Farm Mountain. So it's kind of dark, but it's because the transition shade is so bright. I'm using the same brush, just adding this on. And also another thing I've been doing, I've been adding my eyeshadow primer on right here, because no matter what palette I use, I always get some color that fades right there. My eyeshadow, no matter what. Like, I never mention it because it's like normal. I mean, at least for me, but I started using it and I think it's making a difference. I know some people mention that you should do that anyways. I use Urban Decay eyeshadow primer and then the setting spray. The setting spray is pretty new to me, but I have the mini and I've been really enjoying it. So I'm gonna get that during the Sephora sale. I should have got it during the holiday set. Yeah, I just want to keep adding the shade. I'm not sure why. Like, I just want it to be darker, but I am gonna add depth with that Poppy shadow shade, that dark teal shade. I'm gonna get the shade right here, the Poppy shadow shade. I'm a sucker for teals. And I think, yeah, next to each other, I mean, you could add depth. It leans a little bit green and it's a little bit darker, but I'm gonna get the shade Shadow just to really darken this edge. So that's a good thing about that shade. You could really use that for anything to add more depth, and I love adding depth to my looks. Really loving how this is turning out. It's so pretty. I think I might have to build up that orange a little bit. I could build it up, continue building it up. We're gonna do the shimmers now, and I'm gonna use the NYX glitter glue. I think the NYX glitter glue pairs well with these. The Bella Beauty bar one, I don't know, I feel like I need more tackiness with these. Not that they're loose, but I think this one pairs a little bit better. I think the other one's fine too, but we're just gonna use the NYX glitter glue. Put it all to this point right here. I'm gonna start out the shade Poppy Cry in the inner lid, and then I think I'm gonna get Jewel Beetle next, the green shade next to it. So I'm gonna get this and just lay it flat. Ooh, I love a bright iridescent shade, or a bright shade, glowy shade. Oh my god, this is a peacock inspired, guys. Okay, it's beautiful. This is my favorite. Okay, this is my favorite shimmer. I love teals, and I mean, I love greens too. I love blue and greens. Those are my absolute favorite color, and I love purples too, but blue and greens, teals specifically. This one leans more, oh, what is it? It's such a strong, dude, I don't even know what kind of green this is, but it's like fluorescent. It's glowing, literally glowing. Now I'm gonna get that shade Jewel Beetle right here, this green shade. I think it's gonna pair so well. Okay, I got a little too much. It's a great formula, man. This green shimmer, that's beautiful. I think we're ready to use the inner corner. I'm gonna get the shade Sunrise Dew to just add a little pop of purple because we have so much colors going on. And then I think right here on this part, I might add a little bit Blue Fly. That's what I'm thinking. So let me get the Sunrise Dew. It's such a pretty purple. Let's see how it looks. I'm pretty sure it'll look good on the inner corner. If not, we'll just... Ooh, that's so beautiful. Okay, it's a little dark, but because of the shades next to it, I think, you know, it could work. Yeah, I think this will look good. If you put a little hint, it could be a little hint of Poppy Cry or Full Glam Poppy in the inner corner. If that's too dark for you, depending what you're doing, then you could brighten up to have a little bright purple. I think the Full Glam Poppy, because that one's a little pinkish. It's a multichrome. That one's just pink, like an orangey and a purple. So I think that one will pair well just to brighten up the inner corner. But look at this. Oh my gosh, I have never done a look like this. Very happy. I'm gonna get the shade Blue Fly. This has a putty texture, and I'm gonna hope the best. Oh, I'm gonna just spread it out right here. Wow, that's beautiful. And that's pretty much it. I'm gonna do the same thing, make it better, add lashes, and change my lips. So right here's the finished look. And I did my best to blend. So I ended up using this shade right here, this baby blue shade, the Far Mountain shade. And it made it kind of purplish, the blend between the orange, because I knew that was gonna happen because they're complementary, but I'm happy it didn't make it like muddy. And it blended nicely. I just had to be careful with this. So it took me a long time to fix this side because I messed up, but I needed to blend it till I was satisfied. But yeah, I'm really happy with this look. I ended up using the Iridescent shade as well right here. I rose up this glowy shade a little bit more because it was too perfect. It was too round. The orangey shade is the shade Silk Light, the orangey Iridescent Multichrome, just to add a little more pop. And yeah, this is like a rainbow glowing peacock kind of look. Very happy with this one. And now finally I can give you guys my final thoughts about the Poppy Quiet palette. And I've used all the shades with this one. With the 4 looks, it was really easy to use all the shades. And first off, the mattes. Let me start with mattes. The mattes are really easy to work with. These two are really light. They're more pastel vibes, but you could definitely see that you could build it up. If with the light base, it shows up more. You guys just seen it with this look. And then the brown, this orangey shade's really good. Actually, yeah, I think all of these shades are good. These are very easy formula to work with. This too. I think this shade is really pigmented. This one, it's better to pack it on first and then slowly blend, but to swipe it, I didn't like doing the swiping motion with this. And the shade Shadow, this one's more of a loose formula, but I love that this shade, you could use it for any of the, along with these colorful shades right here, just to add more depth and also just darken up a shade as well. And yeah, it's for the shimmers. I really love the shimmers in this one. So I feel like if you could do simple looks, guys. You could just do a purplish brownish look, or like the blue. The blue really pops. It's such a bold blue shade. And this shade, I need to see how it looks. I think this one's still going to be pretty glowy. I thought it's going to be more of a subtle green, but I think it's still kind of like a glowy type of green, foresty, almost like a beetle. Oh, it says beetle. Jewel beetle, so that's why. But yeah, I really love the shimmers in this one, especially the Iridescent Multichromes. I think these are the stars of the show. I love that there's 3 different ones and they all shift differently. So I feel like you get a lot more variety with this one. And in comparison with the Poppy Storm, I do love the Poppy Storm. The Poppy Storm is a very unique palette. They're both unique color stories. The Poppy Storm, I've used this, I think it was 4 times. Yes, I used this 4 times. And I still love this color story. It's very grungy, very dark. The mattes with this one, since I think because they're like kind of dark, I have to get used to the matte formula in this one. It depends, like the light to medium to dark mattes, the formulation is always going to be different. But I feel like with these mattes, kind of take my time blending, I guess. There are certain shades that are really good, like this green shade. And I forgot what else. I think Poppy Blood's really good too, Happy Poppy. So there's a few shades that are really like easy to work with, but a few that I have to just be careful with. And then I think this one, the shimmers of this one, I feel like they're a little bit more wearable. Grungy, but a little bit more wearable. And you get some sparkles in these shimmers as well. So this one's a little bit more grungy and a little bit slightly wearable. It's kind of weird because it's super grungy, but you could make it wearable if you just go light with the shades right here. But in comparison with Poppy Quiet, this one's such a spring vibe. The pastels, you can make it super colorful, muted, kind of neutral. I feel like you get so much variety with this one. And yeah, I think that's basically it. I really love the formula. I feel like this one's a lot easier to use in comparison with this, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to using both of these together. So I'm not sure when that's gonna be, but I want to use them together because I'm sure I could do even more looks with them. But before that, I have to do 3 more looks with this because it's my little project I just wanted to do for myself. And there is gonna be a bundle if you wanted to pick up both. I'll leave my video. I only did 1 look on YouTube for this, but I'll just pop up some pictures, show you guys some looks that I had done with this real quick. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one. Such a unique color story in my collection, so grungy. One of my favorite grungy color stories in my collection as well. And this one, I'm very, very happy they sent this to me. So I always try to answer this whenever I remember, but whenever a palette's sent to me in PR, I always try to answer if I don't forget. If I would have bought this myself, and the answer is I would have most definitely bought this for myself. I'm just really grateful because I got to play with this like beforehand, before the launch. Just play with it, take my time with it. I love taking my time with my palettes, and yeah, that's basically it. So I'm so happy. You guys gotta let me know if you guys gonna be shopping your stash and what's your favorite spring palette you're gonna be using right now. And if you guys gonna be picking up both, it's okay to shop from your staff. Which look is your favorite? I love to hear it. I did so many different looks, and just can't wait to see what else I can do with this one, the Poppy Quiet palette. I also be sure to check out the brand's Instagram page because she is a makeup artist too. She has done so many eye looks, you guys. So many different eye looks. I love her style, man. It's so beautiful. Like she makes it wearable but fun, and I really love it. Like I especially love her grungy looks too. But yeah, definitely check out the brand if you guys haven't heard from them. I was so happy to see like a new indie brand starting out this new year, so that's why I picked this one up. I was like, at that time I was at a low buy, and then I just gradually started buying. But right now I'm on a low buy right now. I'm trying not to buy as much. I'm trying to use the ones I have not touched. Really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you guys are new to my channel and enjoy this type of content, the indie makeup content, indie eyeshadow, indie palettes, indie singles, then be sure to subscribe because I'd love to have you guys here. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.